Hey y'all, how are you? Come on in. I'm just letting everyone in.
Okay.
Grab a pen, a piece of paper, your favorite oils. Right. I'm putting purification on tonight because I came in, my husband and I always have like a little porch sit and we debrief the day. And I came in and I was like, there's something crawling on me. I thought it was a stink bug. And it was, I don't know, it was a bee of some sort, yellow jacket or something. And like, it's all good. But normally I'm putting clarity on, but tonight's purification. So I'm frantically looking for my basil because I know Denise, you said basil works on bee stings. I don't know where my basil is. I even looked in my raindrop kit and I just could not find it. So welcome, y'all. Come on in.
You may notice a new person, Rochelle, I believe, or Shell, just Schelle. So if she joins,
Okay.
she's at my guest. So.
All right. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, let's start this because we have such a limited time on these calls. There's 30 minutes. We want to make sure we pack it out with tons of education. My name is Sarah Stutzman and I am is it Michelle G? Denise? No?
Michelle?
Yeah. Michelle G. Maybe not.
I thought it was just Shell or Rochelle.
I'm just going to let it go for right now. It's Michelle-G. That's a new one. I'm so used to you guys joining, and I know when you join. So
I'll message her.
Okay. If you have anyone that's trying to join that you've invited, just let me know. You can message me or you can just kind of put it in the comments here. But we have a really awesome Monday night call tonight. Our focus in September is all about the immune system. And gosh, we can't focus on one system without other systems, right? And so Rebecca Blau is here. She is going to be sharing about the endocrine system and oils, but the endocrine system is kind of that precursor to the immune system because when we're stressed and we're like running on high energy and our adrenal glands and all of our other glands are taxed, guess what? Then our immune system is kind of being overcompensated because it's trying to keep up. And so Rebecca is going to teach tonight about how to support the endocrine system, what it is, and how we can go forward with supporting it, for all over health. So I'm super excited to have Rebecca here. She is you're going through medical massage therapy? I'll let you explain that. So, so you are very well versed in this. You know a lot about the raindrop therapy or raindrop technique and how oils can support our body. So I love that you are constantly learning. So thank you so much for being here, Rebecca.
Thank you for having me. Everybody can hear me. We're all good. Still new to the Zooms. Okay. So typically, the question that most people have are you feeling tired, out of balance, and worn down? Typically, that's like the first question precursor to those weird commercials that are trying to like sell you things. And we go down that rabbit hole. So I'm going to go down the rabbit hole tonight. So welcome to level 1 of my rabbit hole. Because there is a lot of information. So we're going to try and cover as much as possible. So if your head is spinning and you have questions, put it in the chat. If I don't get to them, we'll definitely answer them via messenger or we'll post it, I guess, when this is done. So what does your immune system, your endocrine glands, like what does this all have to do? Well, first, just let me start. I'm Becca. I've been using Young Living oil since 2018. And I am currently in medical massage, which is more based on the medical aspect of things. So we are relearning a lot of our systems and stuff like that, because I'm originally have a degree as an occupational therapy assistant. So just kind of pivoting. But in using Young Living products and changing out, swapping out things, I started to notice little changes. Well, while going through school, this kind of all brought everything together, because when we started learning about the systems, sometimes you have to hear things a couple of times in order to, get it in there and make sense. So while I started looking and feeling healthier and having a better mood, having more of a positive outlook towards people and situations, you just kind of you just evolve, which brings me to the endocrine system. So your anatomy, just real quick, is basically your hypothalamus, pituitary, pineal, thyroid, your parathyroids, your adrenals, your pancreatic islets, your ovaries, testes, and hormones. There are several organs and glands that are associated with your endocrine system, including kidneys, thymus, your prostate, your heart, the gastrointestinal mucosa, and the placenta. And there's also adipocytes, which that's another rabbit hole. But this is all information that you can look up online. Now, the physiological functions, this is important to mention because this is where it leads you down the rabbit hole, so to speak. So your main function is to produce and secrete hormones, regulate your metabolism, which is like your growth, development, nutrient absorption, energy metabolism, and then it also regulates some metabolic activity of your other glands and organs. There's also regulation of body fluids, such as chemical composition. We always talk about balancing your electrolytes. So that's where that comes into play. It balances your fluid volume to regulate that. And it also regulates your reproductive processes, which is fertilization, pregnancy, childbirth, lactation, all of those things. But one of the main things, which we're going to focus on, as Sarah said, is the stress adaptation, which is your response and adaptation to stress during periods of infection, trauma, dehydration, and anxiety, which we know that can happen these days with everything going on. I do want to say a lot of this stuff, you can look it up. We are not doctors. We don't prescribe or do any of that stuff. But what I want to bring awareness to is that while all these systems are connected, what do you have to lose by looking into it and trying something to bring this into balance? Everybody ends up they get told about medications and stuff like that, which there is a time and a place. But ultimately, our bodies are incredible and they are made to heal. So we want to bring light to that. And we want you to kind of, look into that for yourself. Now, your nervous system and endocrine system, they work interchangeably because everything is connected, full circle. Your hypothalamus, which is kind of like the boss gland, that helps to maintain homeostasis, and it links their nervous system and the endocrine system. So it basically receives the nerve signals from the body and other parts of the brains, and then it initiates the endocrine response. So there has to be that initiation in order for that to happen. And then we have the neurochemicals, which there's like a little portal system in between your hypothalamus and your pituitary, and it does not go into the bloodstream. Big fancy words, hypophyseal line, but it's basically it's just like a small connection between both. So that basically stimulates or inhibits the pituitary into doing whatever it's supposed to do, and then it sends messengers into the blood or to the other glands in order to tell them what to do, kind of like a lock and key there. So basically, your master gland is your pituitary gland, and the boss of the master gland is the hypothalamus. So it kind of receives those messages and then acts accordingly. I do have an image of examples of endocrine glands, which I'm not going to get into it, but it shows the different hormones that are released. If you want to look all those up, that's fine, but you can get like a basic idea of them, which we'll go over a couple of the main ones. So the main difference between your nervous system and your endocrine is that the endocrine uses chemical messengers through blood, and your nervous system uses nerve impulses and neurotransmitters to initiate actions to your muscles or glands. While the endocrine is like the lock and the key. It sends out the hormones in the blood, and if it finds the target organ and it finds that door, then that will go in that door, and then it'll initiate the process that it's supposed to. Let me see. So your hypothalamus actually regulates your what's called the autonomic nervous system. And this is where your sympathetic and your parasympathetic systems come into play. So your sympathetic is basically your energy that you put out. So it's considered what everybody hears as the fight. And then the parasympathetic is your energy conservation, and that is the flight. So then I have some hormones that happen during stressful activities. Cortisol is one of them. It basically activates anti-stress and anti-inflammatory pathways. It also stimulates the conversion of fats and proteins to glucose or sugar for energy when you're in like a stressful situation. But cortisol can have immunosuppressive effects, which means that it affects your immune system. And over a long period of time, it can be taxing. We have the pancreatic islets. I always forget about this. They regulate your blood sugar levels, and they also control the sugar and insulin release, which is the glucagon and insulin. So if you are borderline or have diabetes or something like that, that is controlled in that area. Then you have the kidneys. They secrete hormones called renin and erythropoietin. Hopefully I got that right. And that stimulates red blood cell production. And the reason that the red blood cells are so important is because this is what delivers your oxygen to your body. So when there is not enough oxygen in the body, it is hard for the body to function and do a lot of the processes. So these platelets get stimulated by these hormones to produce more so that they can send the oxygen where they need to be. Let me see. Then you have the thymus. This is directly related to your lymphocytes, or what we know as white blood cells. They stimulate the development of the T cells, and these are our special defense mechanisms. So you have your T cells, which directly attack the pathogens or foreign agents, and then you have your B cells, which provide antibodies against these. So you can imagine that if that is out of flux, your immune system will also be compromised. And dysfunctions in your immune system, they can lead to immunodeficiencies, which can lead to failure of the body to protect itself against pathogens, increasing, your ability to get sick. It can also cause hypersensitivities, which are allergic reactions to things. And then in extreme cases, we have autoimmune diseases, which is where the body basically attacks itself. Unfortunately, it recognizes its own tissue as a threat, and then it goes in and attacks itself. So how do we balance the endocrine system? If you Google this, not only will you be dying in 5 minutes, no, I'm just kidding. Basically what they say is to maintain a healthy weight, eat a balanced, healthy diet, exercise regularly, manage your stress, get enough sleep, manage your chronic conditions, and then quit smoking or using tobacco products. unfortunately, that's like the list that you get for almost everything. And it doesn't work for everybody. Our bodies are all different. We all eat differently. And diet, I love that they mentioned diet, because a lot of people, that is a key factor in the food that you intake. The part that is missing is the part of the diet that you should be doing, because a lot of stuff is not nutritional in its value, especially processed and stuff like that. So essentially, you really have to watch those labels and watch what you're putting in your body. With that being said, essential oils are the missing puzzle piece. Basically, they're going to go in your cells on a cellular level, just like your food would, and they're going to balance out and do whatever they need to do. And the smart thing is they're going to figure out what they need to do, because that is just how great they are. I did want to bring up, I have the reference guide. Wait, there we go. I don't know if you have this, but there is so much great information in here. And they actually do tell about the systems, the body systems. For example, on 251, which I do have it listed, I think we'll post then, but 251 has the endocrine system. And underneath it links the different things that you could have, such as, it says, C, thyroid problems, Cushing's disease, male hormone imbalance, menstrual and female hormone conditions. So it kind of gives you a little snippet of what things could be affected. But once you start looking up one, you notice a pattern, which I'll get to then. So here it says essential oils increase circulation to the brain and enable the pituitary and other glands to better secrete neurotransmitters and hormones that support the endocrine and immune system. So, and then it mentions the thyroid as being the most important gland for regulating body systems. So even in the book, you're finding that there is a pattern between the linkage between the glands, the hormones, and stress and your immune system. Now, I'm not going to go through every single one of these, because I'd like you guys to like look it up and actually like go down the rabbit hole and take a look at what their suggestions are, because they suggest singles, they suggest blends, and they suggest nutritionals. I do have a couple of those that I will talk about then. So just give me a moment. All right. We also listed, I have this marked. For example, headaches. It says headaches are usually caused by hormone imbalances, circulatory problems, stress, sugar imbalance, structural misalignments, and blood pressure concerns. So there again, you're noticing that one thing is affecting another, and they do mention the hormones and the stress and the blood pressure concerns. And let me see. We'll do a couple others because I'm noticing time. On 185, it does have about support of your adrenal glands. Now, your adrenal glands, if you notice in the word adrenaline, they produce the hormones to either stimulate or suppress. So if you're constantly in a state of stress, that's going to wear out your adrenals, which is going to, like Sarah said, wear out your immune system, and then you'll be susceptible to getting sick. So they do actually have, it says about essential oils, and it says 3 drops of clove, 3 drops of nutmeg, and 7 drops of rosemary. So this is something that you can make in a roller and take with you if you just kind of feel like you need a pick-me-up. But most of this is going to be trial and error. What works for one person won't always work for another. So you have to find the right combination of oils that is going to work for you. My suggestion, we have a lot of wonderful ladies who have Itovi scans, Zyto scans, all that stuff. So that would be one way to get a readout and see what exactly your body's needing. Or you can just try some basic oils, make some rollers, and see what works best for you. They also have 184. They have about adrenal gland disorders. Let me see. Now, On Addison's disease, it says it's an autoimmune disease in which the body's own cells destroy the adrenal glands. So you actually have an autoimmune disease that destroys your adrenal glands. So you can only imagine how that's going to affect you in getting sick. Let's see, I think there's one other one in here. And we're at stress. So this is where I was talking about. It says the long-term stressful situations can produce a lasting low-level stress that's hard on people. The nervous system pumps out extra stress hormones over an extended period, which can wear out the body. And it mentions the adrenals, leaving a person feeling depleted, overwhelmed, weakening the immune system, and causing other problems. So it's definitely a pattern in here. It'll wear out your endocrine glands, which all function with the nervous system to keep you up and running. That's why we do our mama juice in the morning and all the good things. What I do have is there are a couple of oils that I highlighted that I thought were pretty important. So if you don't know what exactly you're dealing with, Endo Flex came up. That one is really good. You can apply that topically over your thyroid, which is in the front of your neck, and over your adrenals, which is mid-back, like your bra area. If you're a man, you know about where that area is. So you can just apply it for them ladies. Then you also have, that one has spearmint, sage, geranium, myrtle, German chamomile, which is also good for stress, nutmeg, and sesame seeds, which is amazing. Then you have Progressence Plus, Progessence. I always say that wrong. That one supports healthy female endocrine system. It uses natural progesterone from wild yam to support healthy cycles. And if you don't know, the inner right ankle is actually for your female reproductive area. So you can always roll it in that area. And then we have myrrh. I love myrrh. That is like one of the best. That one has sesquiterpenes in it, and that one will also support your healthy glands. And that one you can put on your neck, your feet, or your wrists daily. And those are just some. There's one other one, which is Magnify Your Purpose. This blend stimulates the endocrine system for increased energy flow to the right hemisphere, activates creativity, motivation, and focus, and helps commitment to purpose. So it strengthens all those areas. They listed peppermint, frank, nutmeg, lavender, myrtle, and clary sage. So these are all definitely good ones to support. But like I said, I want you guys to look it up. That's your homework, and kind of go down that rabbit hole and figure out some things for yourself. Does anybody have questions? That was a lot of info. I'm sorry. The name of the book. So this, I actually have the 7th edition. It's the Essential Oils Pocket Reference Guide, probably backwards, but that's what the front looks like. And they have newer ones out. So if you're signed up with somebody, contact them and they can help you get that book. It's a valuable book, lots of information whenever you have to look anything up.
Yeah, I have the newer version, but I also have the older version, which you have, Rebecca.
Yeah.
That it's not in print anymore, and it's like the most valuable one ever. I love that one. So yes, message me if you need a copy of some kind of reference guide. There are many out there that I can direct you to. Any other questions? That was so, like, as you guys are typing your questions, I just want to like reiterate what you said, Becca, because like, so August we focused on the nervous system in our education group, and you brought that up, right? So the nervous system, the endocrine system, the immune system, every single system functions on another one, and we can't focus on just one. But if we were to focus, right, if we were to focus on one, right, and focus on than all of them, stress, I think, is the number one thing that causes, I see you all nodding your head, it causes dis-ease in our body. And when you said the Addison's disease, that is the most extreme, that's the most extreme disease when it comes to the kidneys, right? And that's the kidneys and the adrenal glands. And that's because, we have just pushed so hard. And then that's where we fall back into that autoimmune disorder. And so, and we're heading into the high sugar season right now.
Yep.
And we wonder why our kids get sick, why we get sick. But I don't know, like cider donuts, the candy, the baked goods, the sweets, the warming things, like just be mindful of the sugar content that you're taking in and balance that out with good nutrition, high healthy fats, good nutrient dense meats and vegetables. So balance it out. We can have a little bit of that warming food, but make sure you're balancing it out so that you don't fall into sickness and illness. So some of the questions were, okay. Oh, the mama juice. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Mama juice.
So actually Sarah, the other Sarah, Paul, she talks about this a lot. She has a recipe. I just typically do my Ningxia, and I like it with like a little juice in it, like pineapple juice or orange juice or whatever. But then I add some of the kombucha. A lot of us do the homemade kombucha, or I'll add in a pinch, it'll be like the bubbly water. Any kind of like watermelon mint or, something more on the natural side, nothing with preservative flavors or anything like that. And then you can add like a drop of lime or orange, and it just kind of makes the flavor pop, and it gets you through through the morning and through the day. Yeah. It's good stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes. I know my mama juice, I didn't take it today. And I always have my mama juice, and I could feel it. And so it was like afternoon, and I quickly put one together, but I like to add sulfurzyme to mine because it helps with liver health, and detoxification. But yeah, it's kind of like a adrenal cocktail.
Yep.
Yeah. What else? Oh, apple cider vinegar, you can add to that. But B vitamins. B vitamins are essential. I don't always take B vitamins, but when I'm going through stressful situations, so definitely going through the holidays, I will ramp up on my B vitamins. So Young Living has Super B, which it's infused with nutmeg essential oil, and nutmeg helps the adrenal glands, especially the adrenals, and then all the other endocrine systems, but mostly adrenal. And it's more bioavailable when essential oils are added to a supplement, because the oxygen can get to the cells and get to the organs and the glands and all that. So start low and slow with B vitamins. They can be very detoxifying. So like half a tablet. I know the recommended dosage is 2 tablets. Start with half a tablet in the morning, because it will keep you up. It gives you energy. But when you are high stressed, or if you're on medications, B vitamins are depleted very quickly. And so we want to make sure the endocrine system is supported with the B vitamins. Asking anonymously, please, any tips for things that could help with? Okay, menstrual cycle, to help lengthen the menstrual cycle to be a full month. Anything on that, Becca?
So typically you're looking at your hormone affecting specifically for the females. So Clary Sage and that progestins plus. There is a section in here that is on the menstrual cycle, so I can screenshot it and then post it in at a later time, or we can send it directly if you want.
Yeah, so look, checking in the reference guide on menstrual cycle, but yeah, definitely, progestins plus, Clary Sage. If you have tried both of those, please reach out to me and we can troubleshoot that, because that's something that I love to do. And Becca, I'm sure you can help with that as well. You can reach out to either one of us to help with the menstrual cycle and women's health.
That's on
That's
299.
that's a really in-depth question. And I feel like with women, we're all uniquely made, like little snowflakes, right? And so if you have something specific that you need help with, reach out to one of us and we can help you with that. Can sulfurzyme be used on a daily basis, extended time frame? I use it daily. If I don't, I'm breaking out right here on my chin because I stopped using it. And that's hormonal and stress. And so I noticed like, oh, I wasn't taking my sulfurzyme, and sulfurzyme helps with liver health. And so, yes, you can use that on a daily basis. And it's excellent because it helps produce collagen in the body, and it's a precursor to glutathione, which is the master antioxidant to help detoxification in our liver. Yes. Any other questions? We've got like 5 minutes left. Anything else to add? Rebecca, anything else to add?
I did just look that up. It's on 299, but there's a bunch of conditions listed. So I don't know exactly which condition. So if she wants to reach out personally, then, you know, we can address that.
Yeah,
but
absolutely. And I have a Zyto scanner that I can Zyto scan if you're locally. And there's others that can do Itovis or Zyto scans as well in the group. So let me just put this, let's see, everyone. Why is it just, hang on. I'm going to leave a link here. If you guys can fill this out, we'll send Rebecca's notes. Thank you so much, Rebecca. It's just a really quick Google form of like just putting your email and any other topics that you want to learn about. We're going to get together this Saturday, some of our brand partners, and talk about some education for the next coming months. And we would love your input. What do you want to learn about? Anything, just put it in, anything, and we'll try to work it in. So fill out that form, and Rebecca has put together a beautiful list of notes of everything she talked about tonight, and I'll send it out to you. Thank you so much for joining this evening. Thank you, Becca, for just sharing your expert. I have like lots of notes here. So it was wonderful. Thank you so much.
You are so welcome. Thank you, Sarah.
Yeah, and we'll see you guys next Monday for our brand partner call on steps to star if you want to start educating and building your own young living business. All right, guys, have a good evening.